We back in this thing. Time to rack up week 5. Let's get it. Yeah, it's Super Bowl Sunday. We back, baby. Appreciate you. Now, appreciate you. Now, mine first, cause I won. Let me get suited and booted. Get ready for y'all real fast. Well, okay, that goes off. Cool. Anyways, y'all know who it is. Welcome back. We back. Baby. For week 5 and the beat go. Oh, let me get my shit ready. My stuff ready. Sorry, YouTube. Let me get my stuff ready. Let me get on where I need to be at. Because we still bottom feeding in one league, 2 leagues. And we are at the top in another league. That is the update on the personals. We'll get more into that shortly. But first, the Falcons could not lose because they did not play. And Georgia showed up and did what they were supposed to do on Saturday. So we are in good spirits as far as the fandom goes. We are not in good spirits as far as fantasy goes, but we will get into that right now. Y'all clap it up one more again. A little bit of a standing ovation. And we went over them teams pretty quick. I don't even know how far in we are, but it's time to get it in. And so y'all know where we about to go. We jumping right into those platforms. Here comes the echo. Don't forget the echo. Superstars. And I'm going to start with the... That is the Sleeper app if you are new to the podcast. And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a preview of the future. I feel like this list and another list are going to have some similar folks because there's a couple of people on the list I'm looking at right now who we did not expect to be here. And so let's get into it with Sam Darnold. Y'all give it up for that young man. Sammy D was in the place to be, even though they didn't get the victory. Ooh, that was good. That was good. That was good. I might have to write that one down for y'all. Anyway, Sam Darnold, to the tune of 6 incompletions, 4 touchdowns. You know, when you throw 4 touchdowns, you might end up on this list. So that is 28 of 34, 341 yards, and 4 tutties in this thing. Y'all give it up for Sammy D one more again. Now, when I say expect the unexpected, I just told y'all there was going to be some unexpected people on here. CJ Stroud, CJ Proud. I'm proud of CJ Stroud this week to the tune of 4 incompletions, 4 touchdowns. See what I mean? Like, hey, he threw 4 touchdowns. He's on the list. That's 23 of 27, 244, and 4. Don't forget about that 30-yard carry that he had. Over here, sacks mean a little bit, so I don't know how many yards he got sacked for. That is factored into the price already. I mean, the product already. And so, CJ Stroud, number 2 on the list. That boy Dak is back on the attack. Y'all give it up for that young man to the tune of, stop if you heard this before, 4 touchdowns. Guess where he's at? I'm just saying. It's almost like if you throw more than 3 touchdowns, you top 5 for the week. I'm just saying, as a quarterback, you know, because you can run, you can pass, you know, you can catch. As a quarterback, you can do all that. 18 of 29, 237, and 4 tutties in this thing. Don't forget about those 7 carries for 28 yards. He only got sacked once. So he probably just needed a few more yards type deal. Back from the dead, or what we thought was to be dead, Ja'Marr Chase. Y'all clap it up for that young man. Cool 35 fantasy points in this thing to the tune of 6 catches and 110 yards and 2 tutties in this thing. Here's one of my big surprises of the week, and it's gonna make me sad. I will show you why later. Rico Dowdle, y'all give it up for that young man. I want to say Rico Dowdle is our first 200-yard rusher of the season, to the tune of 23 carries, 206 yards, and 1 tutty in this thing. And he had 3 catches on 4 targets for 28 more yards. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 more fantasy points from over there in this thing. Chuba was down for the count for this week. And Rico said, you might not get your job back. I'm just kidding. He probably going to get his job back, which is what makes it suck so bad. Because I'm like, what do you do when you get the substitute opportunity and you're number 1 for the week? Like for the whole week. That's a conversation. Y'all give it up for the platform superstars on the Sleeper app. And we will slide right over to the old OG special, where Rico Dowdle. We're going to clap it up again because we like it when you make all the lists. I told y'all it's going to be some unexpected contributors on this thing. That young man, Jonathan Taylor, has been balling, excuse me, all season long. This week, he's back top 5 in the OG special to the tune of 17 carries for 66 yards, 34, 68. That's right around 4 yards a carry, just a little bit under, maybe a baby shade, and 3 tutties in this thing. Also 3 catches for 20 yards on 4 targets. That's 5 more fantasy points. That'll get you in the top 5. Emeka Egbuka, I want to point out something, but I don't want to point it out right now, but I'm saying it out loud so I don't forget. Emeka Egbuka is the wide receiver 1 in Tampa Bay, and I think it might stay that way for a while. Maybe Chris Godwin need to get a little bit more acclimated. I do have him on a bench in the league somewhere. Chris Godwin, that is, but 7 catches on 7 targets for Emeka Egbuka. So him and Baker Mayfield got to be connected because that was the Seahawks. That's one of the better defenses in the league, and they didn't have one mishap. Oh, don't forget about that 163 yards and that tutty in this thing. So Emeka Egbuka is a wide receiver 1. He top 3 for the year right now. So I need y'all to go ahead and mark it down for the people. He's here to stay. Kyren Williams, clap it up for that young man to the tune of, he did it in a different way, 14 carries, 65 yards. So that's 28, 56, a little bit over. Is it over 4 yards a carry? Yeah, it is. No touchdowns there. However, 10 targets, 8 catches, 66 yards, 2 tutties in this thing. He did fumble 1 time. Otherwise, he'd be the number 1 person on this list. If you didn't fumble Kyren Williams, you'd be number 1 on Platform Superstars and OG Special. Appreciate that. But that receiving work, that's 8, 14, 26 receiving points for the running back in fantasy. And so he's on the list. That's number 4. And of course, in a receivers league, Jamar Chase is going to make the list. Clap it up for that young man. I already went over those stats in this thing. That is your top 5 platform superstars for the old OG special. And we will slide right over to the, I'm going to start calling it the League of Record because I'm savvy. This is the Savvy League. That's got to be my League of Record, right? My main league. I'll call it my main league. The main league. And so, yes, to the League of Record, which I like to do last because it's the League of Record. CJ Stroud, once again, we went over that young man's stats. And so we won't do that twice. Rico Dowdle, same deal. Same deal. Dak Prescott, same deal. See, it almost looks similar to the, this one looks similar to the old sleeper app over there. Sam Darnold. You see that young man one more again. 6 completions, 4 touchdowns. And Jonathan Taylor. 3 touchdowns on the ground. You see it. You see it. Y'all give it up for the platform superstars for all of the respective leagues that I use. And now, just like I say this all the time. Let me see if oh yeah, my time doing good. I got plenty of time for this. Just like there are people that pulled up to the party, like I used to say, there are people that did not pull up to the party, like I used to say, and therefore they were put on lockdown. Now the lockdown list is for people who you thought was gonna pull up. They didn't pull up, and I'm sad about it. I can start with my own team in the OG special because that's where I slide through because that is the most standard scoring system that I use. You know I don't make a list, I just slide through. And since we are dumpster juice in the OG special, we can just start with my own team and go from there, or my own game and go from there. Quentin Johnston, 4 catches, 40 yards. That's lockdown. 2 catches, 46 yards for Hunter Henry. I call that lockdown. What do you guys call that? I definitely call it lockdown. RJ Harvey's a backup. Jalen Tolbert's a backup. We'll be back to you, sir. Chuba was hurt. Appreciate that. Woody Marks, lockdown. They told us to spend money on him and pick him up and start him. He did nothing. I got to give Brian Thomas Jr. his credit. He got 80 yards this week, which on 4 catches, which gives me 12 fantasy points. So I can't put you in the category. Slowly but surely, he's coming around. It's just taking too long. I'm 0-5. I need more. Jacoby Myers on the bench until further notice. Lockdown. Trey McBride, you're still going to start, but my threshold is 10 points and you only got 9. That means lockdown. Jameson Williams, 1 catch, 9 yards. That's lockdown. I'm still on my own team. Alec Idlemanor, 2 catches, 18 yards. That is lockdown. I'm salty. In the OG special, I picked up Rico Dowdle. Didn't start him. Got to say that out loud for the people. But yeah, that is lockdown. Let's see here. James Cook, 4.9 fantasy points. No catches? Yeah, James Cook, no catches in that game against the Patriots. Lockdown. Let's see here. Now then, slide through. Isaiah Pacheco been on lockdown all year. I don't even know if I want to start him. I haven't started him. I started him last week in the flex because they were playing the Ravens, and that's the worst run defense in the league. Did that this week against Baltimore, and Woody Marks did nothing. Just saying. Hollywood Brown, 4 catches, 48 yards. Lockdown. Juwan Johnson has come back down to earth, the tight end for the Saints, and the Saints are not terrible. They actually scored 20-something points this past week, but lockdown. Rashid Shaheed did all the work. He was on my bench. Stupid. It's an emotional sport, I'm trying to tell you. That Rams defense against the 49ers. You thought that they was going to shut them down because it's the Rams defense. They didn't. Lockdown. -2 points in fantasy. Travis Hunter, you can't go on lockdown no more because you play offense and defense. So I'm going to leave you alone. Let's see. Kenneth Walker, 9.6 fantasy points, 86 yards. Lockdown, 1 catch. That's how you got close to 10, but not quite 10. Brenton Strange, 1 catch, 22 yards. Lockdown. I still think that Chase Brown is locked down, but he had 7 catches, which helps your fantasy numbers. But he had 27 rushing yards, 21 receiving yards. Lockdown. Eagles defense against the Broncos. Lockdown. I guess you can't really lock down a defense, so that's light up. Yeah, the Eagles defense got lit up. And we'll just leave that there. DeAndre Hopkins, you like a wide receiver 3. Darius Slayton, you had ample opportunity. I don't know how far into the game you got hurt, but you fumbled. Lockdown. Derrick Henry, even though he scored a touchdown, still not 10 fantasy points. Lamar, we need you. Derrick Henry had a bad game with you. He's going to have all the bad games without you. I'm just saying, like. But, yeah. Chris Godwin, 3 catches, 26 yards. I think that's what you did last week. Yeah, 3 catches, 26 yards, 2 weeks in a row. So this week it's lockdown. And we appreciate that. I don't know who started Jaguars defense against Kansas City. I wouldn't have never did that. Patrick Mahomes. Let's see here. We're still scrolling. We are scrolling. Anyways. Zach Ertz, 0 catches, 0 yards. Lockdown. Stupid. Seahawks defense against the Buccaneers. I wouldn't have did that. That's just me. Lockdown. Nope. It's empty. You just took the L this week, huh? Heard. Never mind. Not starting the lineup in fantasy because you have too many bye weeks. Lockdown. It's like I knew I could afford the L, so I just took it. Thanks for that, by the way. Because I'm 0-5 and I need people who just going to be willing to lose like that. That'll help me out in the long run. I'll appreciate that energy. Let's see. Travis Etienne, 8.8 fantasy points, locked down, even though your team won. Trevor Lawrence went off, so it happens, but it's still locked down. I just got an update right in front of y'all. The Browns are trading Joe Flacco to the Bengals. So the Bengals are about to have Joe Flacco now. And they will be better. Now I want Jamar Chase. I'm about to go make that trade. Let's see here. That's not lockdown, Devron. Your team showed up, my boy. Your team showed up. Now Joe can rest over there. Alvin Kamara still not getting 10 fantasy points. That's lockdown. AJ Brown still not getting 10 fantasy points. That's lockdown. Lockdown. Another person who didn't set their lineup. I love that for me. I need y'all to hang around so when I start picking up some points over here, it'll be people I can beat. Especially with bye weeks being in full effect, I'm always going to have a lineup started. They might not score no points, but there's going to be people in there. So, yeah, there's that. And let's see. Travion Henderson, lockdown. Kendre Miller, lockdown. Brock Bowers was out. Bless his heart. He need to go ahead and get well soon. You got a lot of injuries over there, my Steve. Mr. Motorboat. This person had a decent. Mark Andrews, 4.2. Two catches, 22 yards. That's lockdown. Wandale Robinson, 5 catches, 30 yards. That's lockdown. Ooh. That is your lockdown specialist. Y'all clap it up for the lockdown segment of the program. And we are going to take our first break right now because I don't like to get into stuff and then have to take a break. And so we shall return after a message and a word from my local I ain't got no local sponsor yet, but I'm going to have one soon. We'll be right back. All right, we back. Baby. Let's get into the news and notes and injury updates and such for the league. It's another segment I'm probably going to have to piece together a little bit better by the time I come sit in front of y'all. But I feel like if I wait till I'm sitting here, I get the most current information. Like, Joe Flacco just got traded to the Bengals for a 5th-round pick. The Browns and the Bengals doing business. Dylan Gabriel. It's about to be Dylan Gabriel and Shador over there because Joe Flacco's gone. And so the real quarterback war begins. We don't got to worry about Joe Flacco over there no more. That came through right now. It's my latest ESPN update on my phone right now. So, yeah, that just happened. Amarian Hampton on injured reserve, high ankle sprains. You know how they go. You know how high ankle sprains go. And with him coming on to injured reserve at the same time, Tyjae Spears came back off of injured reserve this past week and had his small contributions on the field. There is an outside chance that Lamar Jackson will play this week, but there's an outside chance that hamstring is hamstringing, and you know Lamar be running, so we will see. Bye weeks are in full effect, people. Bye weeks are in full effect. Who is on bye this week? Let's see. How do you figure out the bye weeks? I'm going to go do it over here real fast. While I do that, I'm going to see here. Brock Purdy might not play next week still. Those injuries be lingering. Tyrone Tracy, these are people that have been hurt, that have a chance to return, that were not put on injured reserve because they have a chance to return. Jackson Dart did get hurt during the game. He was estimated as a limited participant because they play on Thursday this week. Yes, they play the Eagles on Thursday. And so they might be right back to Russell Wilson for the Eagles game if old Dart's hurt. Britton Strange did not play last night. We will get updates on that. I will probably have a short throughout the week on that. Darius Slayton did play, not practicing as a part of the estimated walkthrough. They play on Thursday. Let's see here. Now then yet. Hit CeeDee Lamb. He didn't play. He was out. We will get the updates on that. Bucky is likely to remain sidelined next week. And next week, that is week 6. So that has already been laid out. Lamar Jackson has a quote-unquote outside shot to play in week 6. So we will keep him in the IR spot until they confirm that. And then once they confirm that, he in my lineup. If I have Lamar, I can't not play him. The Commanders are optimistic about Terry McLaurin having a chance to play this week, but we don't know for sure, so we will keep us posted on the subject matter to make sure that we are informed. Kyler Murray also got hurt during the game, and old John Gannon over there said they're going to see how the week goes in order to make a good, calculated, estimated evaluation on that young man. They will be Michael Carter and Amari DeMarcatoing it over there until further notice because James Conner is out for the season and Trey Benson is on injured reserve currently, And so they are already dealing heavy with the injuries. We're trying to keep ourselves posted on that. Brock Bowers is considered week to week in this thing. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Ricky Pearsall didn't play on Thursday. He's got a week to rest. We will see what that first initial practice report looks like for the 49ers. They should have put J.J. McCarthy on injured reserve. Didn't practice Friday. Yes. Smart with that. Yeah. He need some rest. Saquon soreness coming out of the game. They say that he will play on Thursday. Saquon don't typically miss games unless they're already clinched. So that makes sense. Darnell Mooney was hurt before the bye. They expect him to get healthy so he can be back on the field after the bye. No surprise. He's been out. He hasn't been practicing. Yes. Mike Evans still out. But Emeka Ibuka's doing his thing. Chris Godwin just came back. So, like, I think that they will be okay over there with that information. Yeah, so that is your... I said Omarion Hampton's on IR? Yes, I did say that. Let me look out here on the waivers real fast. Scroll through the main guys. Hassan Haskins, Kamani Vidal until further notice in Charger land country because Omarion Hampton is on injured reserve. I am not going to try to pick him up in the league because it don't matter. I can't afford to try and pick up running backs when I ain't got no receivers. Lucky for me, I had Tajay Spears in the IR spot. And Rico Dowdle's still on my team. So, let's see back over here. Kavontae Turpin didn't play. We'll see what they say in the upcoming days. Alec Pierce hasn't been on the field in weeks. The concussion, hasn't been on the field for the last 2 weeks. But make your way back soon, my friend. I wish I was having tight end problems over here. There's so much potential at tight end on the waiver wire right now. A couple of them things. But I'm not having tight end problems. Yeah, so we will get back to the waiver wire stuff once I do those lineups later on. And that is all the news and notes that I have for you currently. I am not all the way caught up. This is why that I do mine right on the spot so I can be as fresh as possible when I deliver the news to you. But that is all that I have currently. And now we have to get out here and recognize those folks who we didn't think would be here, but they pulled up. Those are your surprise anchors. Can you guys tell I like that? Go. Y'all give it up for the surprise anchors. All of them, that standing ovation claps. That is not your regular claps. And just like I do for the lockdown, I'm going to slide through the most standard scoring system that I use. That is the OG special. And here we go. Unexpected. Remember, it's unexpected. So, unexpected people that did well. I'm going to slide. It might take a couple extra seconds because you got to look for them. Darren Waller. Y'all give it up for that boy, Darren. In these streets. Listen, if you're having tight end problems and Darren Waller's on your waiver wires, you might want to go get that man. You might want to go get him because him and Tua is connected and Tyreek is gone. That would be a good move by you. Rashid Shaheed. Y'all clap it up for Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed had one double-digit week all year. He's been under 10 points every other week. Lingering around that threshold. He finally broke out for a cool 21.4 fantasy points this week. And we appreciate that. Rico Dowdle. Not to say that we didn't know that Rico Dowdle was a running back that is serviceable. You didn't expect him to run for 200 yards on nobody, let alone 200 yards. Teddy be number one for the week in all running backs. You didn't expect that. So, my boy, we appreciate you, Nick Chubb, because they hyped up Woody Marks so much. And here come Nick Chubb's like, hold on. Like, he did good last week, but I can still do good on other weeks. And now we know. And I started Woody Marks, and it didn't work out for me. So there's that. And am I sad about it? A little, but not too much. Let's see here. CJ Stroud, because my friend is having a very down year as far as quarterbacks go. He had an 8-point week, he had a 10-point week, he had a 14-point week. These last 2 weeks, he's been on the up and up, and now he got to go sit down and come back and face Seattle. So we'll see if it's real. Mr. Stroud, see how you hold it down when you get back in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Everything else up there is to be expected. Xavier Legette scored a touchdown. I listen to people on podcast after podcast say that they don't like X. He not that good, because Tat Mac over there going off. But Xavier Legette been over there for a while. He did a couple of things. Tua, tag your mama and play the viola for the simple fact that you had 256 yards and 3 tutties in this thing. If I scroll down to, if I was doing a top 10 or a top 15, you would have saw Tua this week. So give that young man his flowers. Sometimes we deserve those. Devontae Smith came back to the party to the tune of 19.4 cool old fantasy points in this thing. Evan Ingram, Bo Nix, finally starting to find the tight end out there. Watch out for Evan Ingram coming back around in this thing. Everything else looks normal. Calvin Ridley to the tune of 5 catches for 131 yards. Arizona, Lord have mercy. Trevor Lawrence. Maybe you guys expected it. I did not expect it. He was not top 20 before this performance. And if you're not top 20, you're not startable in fantasy, because I don't know too many 22-man leagues. So that man was not startable. He's had a couple of startable performances. Kareem Hunt. He is ranked in the mid-30s. 2 touchdowns, 18.7 fantasy points was not expected from that young man, even though they're splitting the backfield carries 50 back there. Because it's a bunch of them. Lad McConkey. Lad has been sad for the past 3 weeks up until this week. He was okay week 1, but not okay the next 3. And then he came back outside on y'all, which means Quentin Johnston was on lockdown, which means they can't hold sustained 3 receivers. So take notes when it comes to the Chargers. When it comes to the Chargers receivers, go look and see who they playing, and see if you might not be able to. You might not be able to start. And the crazy thing about it is, Keenan Allen's been the most consistent out of the 3 of them, because he hasn't had the down week yet. So Quentin Johnston just had a down week. Lad McConkey's been having all the down weeks. This week he didn't have a down week. I was going to say Debo was a surprise contributor, but he's not. He top 10. Michael Carter, even though he got the start, we didn't expect him to be the lead back, although it makes sense. It does make sense that he was the lead back over there for them. So there's that. Everything else looked good over here. I can't believe you can start that many Lions and win like that. That's crazy work. We are in a new day in time. Rachaad White. Appreciate that, Rachaad White, stepping in for Bucky and reminding us that you are still Rachaad White. We need that out of you sometimes. Travis Kelce. I know y'all didn't expect to hear this young man's name on the list, but tight end such a wasteland. He got 19 points and moved from out the top 10 to in the top 10. Yeah. Bill Kroschke marriage to Corey Kroschke. Now watch. He had the running back 1 performance, just like Woody Marks had last week. I need y'all to temper expectations, because I did what a lot of you guys did. I had Woody Marks. He scored 27 points on my bench, and so I started him. He scored 2. Stupid. It's all dumb. I don't like any of it. And that's okay, because I'm emotionally invested. I can't help it. Let's see here now then yet. Everything else looks normal there. And there. It looks normal. Normal, nothing out of the ordinary. All right, those are your unexpected surprise anchor tributes. Y'all give it up one more again for the surprise anchors. And because I know I got two more things to do, I'm about to go on one more break. And then when I get back, we got lineups, waivers, rant, and then we out of here. Be right back. All right, we back in this thing for that last go round, and we about to get right into who is on the crew and they line the crew. And y'all know where I'm about to go. It is time to go to that is the Sleeper app, just in case you are once again new to the podcast and don't know about the Sleeper app. Appreciate you. Northeast Drizzy. Drake May had a down week on the fantasy stat sheet, but he did not have a down week in the win column. And if you go back and watch those highlights, we got us one. However, there is a new development in this league. I have 3 starting quarterbacks in the NFL currently because I have traded Khalil Shakir for Bo Nix. So I now have Drake May, Bo Nix, and Kyler Murray. With Drake May and Bo Nix, I don't know if Kyler Murray is ever going to see the field as far as my starting lineups go in this Dynasty special. But right now, Drake May's playing the best, and so he is the one that is outside. Right now, appreciate that, Northeast Drizzy. He top 10. Cam Scatterboo in this thing. Locked in. Michael Carter. It was Michael Carter. It was not Amari DiMarcado in this thing last week. I snuck start Amari DiMarcado in the Savvy League, the League of Record. I'm working on that. And luckily, I still won, but I had Bill Kroschke on the bench who put up 25 points, and I had Stephon Diggs on the bench who put up some more points, and I had Ramondre Stevenson on the bench who put up double-digit points when Amari DiMarcado fumbled at the goal line. Otherwise, he could have put up 12 points and been in the same conversation, but he fumbled at the goal line. So I won't be starting him this week. I'm probably going to drop him over there. But Michael Carter got most of the touches from the running backs, especially after that blunder by that guy. So he's RB2 over here. Garrett Wilson locked in RB1 wide receiver 1 status. Justin Jefferson's on bye, by the way. Keenan Allen up to the wide receiver 2. He's been putting up wide receiver 2 numbers, so locked in. Brock Bowers is week to week. If Brock Bowers doesn't play this week, then I will slide Zach Ertz back up to the tight end spot, even though he scored 0 points last week. And that makes me sad. But those are the 2 tight ends that I have. I also have Gunnar Helm down here in the taxi. Gunnar Helm has been getting a little bit more play, a little bit more run. So for you deeper league people, Chigakonko is the tight end 1 in Tennessee. But him and Gunnar Helm I want to say they had similar amount of targets this past week. That boy Gunnar Helm had 5 targets. I already know Chigakonko had 5 targets because I checked that earlier. So they're getting targeted about the same. So it's like 1A, 1B over there as far as looks. So we're going to keep our eye on that. Brian Burns locked in until week 14. Ernest Jones still got 2 more weeks. It says Josh Metellus right now. It will not say that because he's on bye. I already know who I'm going to pick up, I think. But I'm not going to say their name just in case they're not available. But just know it won't be Josh Metellus for the simple fact that he's on bye. And I dropped Jaquan Brisker to pick up the running backs for the Arizona Cardinals because I do have Amari DiMarcado on the bench. James Conner and Trey Benson in IR. Michael Carter, Amari DiMarcado. That way nobody else could get them. I have every running back that they have. Appreciate that. Don't got to worry about looking for no backups when somebody get hurt. None of it. And that is the lineup for the Sleeper app. We will slide over to the old OG special where I still don't have a win because I can't get it together over here. It's still Daniel Jones until Brock Purdy gets back to doing Brock Purdy things. Jahmyr Gibbs locked in. I lost Amari and Hampton for at least 4 weeks. High ankle sprains will do that. I had Rico Dowdle on the bench. I can't say I'm not very smart. But he is very capable. And so if he gets to start again this week, he's definitely locked in. Even if he don't, I might not have a choice anyway because the Texans running backs are on bye. Well, I have Tajay Spears on my bench, so I could probably start him. Because I know that's about to end up being a split over there in Tennessee. Brian Thomas Jr. got 12 targets, I want to say. He's starting to come around. Teddy Roy McMillan scoring double digits every week. I can't put him on the bench. I put him on the bench last week. I don't know why I did that. I'm pretty sad about it. But yeah, I know he had 1 week where he didn't score double digits, and that was against the Falcons. But every other week, yeah, I'm shooting myself in the foot by putting him on the bench. He is my most consistent wide receiver right now. Although Xavier Legette did catch a touchdown, we'll see. Steady as he goes, Trey McBride locked in. Will never sit down until he goes on by. I got Kyle Pitts on the bench, also top 10. Rashid Shaheed had one of those weeks, locked in this week. New England's not very good against the pass. And so we will monitor that, make sure that we get those points off of that. That Browns defense I told you guys about last week, we are in rhythm. They got me 7 points, 8 points, something like that. One in one league, one in the other, but it's decent. They are not the reason that I lost in the OG special. It is my fault, 100%. And kickers be kicking, and Jake Elliott is doing his thing this year, even though he didn't have that many opportunities for field goals last week. He still hasn't missed. So there's that. He hasn't missed a field goal or an extra point yet. Knock on wood. And so that is your lineup for the old OG special. We will slide right over to the League of Record, where that boy Bijan is back from bye. Appreciate that. Daniel Jones, as far as I am concerned, unless Lamar Jackson plays. If Lamar Jackson plays, I have to start Lamar Jackson. Those are the rules. It's my team. Tony Pollard as the RB2 because he will still be the number one. And, as long as you're touching the ball more, you get more credit over here because passes aren't worth more than passes and carries are worth the same amount. So whoever touches the ball more get more love. Jackson Smith and Jigba, appreciate that. That boy is top 4. Yes. JSN top 4. George Pickens top 5. Yes. So I have 2 top 5 receivers. I have a top 5 running back. Bill Krosky, hopefully, man, please don't mess it up and give those other running backs all those carries back when he just went off against the Chargers, which is a good defense. Tyler Warren locked in. I want to say he top 5. Yeah, he number 3. I'm locked in over here. I got top 5 everything. This might be the year. This might be the year. Stephon Diggs on the bench did come to life for the second week in a row. So keep that in mind. The trade market is open, people. Don't you forget it. Don't you forget it. We ain't even that far in. I will probably be changing my kicker for the League of Record back to Chris Boswell because my lineup is locked in. I don't need to pick up anything, and I don't need to substitute anything. I'm probably going to drop Amari DeMarcado if Lamar Jackson comes back and plays. That way I can put him in my lineup. Because it didn't cost me anything to get Amari DeMarcado over here because I want to know what your brain's doing. Forget that money. Pick up the right people or the wrong people if they out there. Those are the lineups for this week. Y'all give it up for the crew. Those are the lineups and the plans that I have on the waivers. I guess I have to put all this stuff away now because it's rant time. Did I cover everything? Let me go back over my list because I want to say it was last week. I didn't rant. Or no, I didn't. I did not do the surprise anchors, but I definitely did them this week. See, I wrote it down. I had to check. I was sad at myself when I got to the end of the video on the editing. I was like, I did. Okay, line up some waiver targets. Just did that. And so it is time to get into what I want to be sad about. And it will continue to be the fact that I did not draft very well in that one league. But I don't want to rant about that. I do want to rant about trades. So I'm not this person to an extent, but I am this person to an extent. Like, I study this too much, I guess. I want to trade all over the place. Like, there's lots of people in fantasy that are good, but nobody wants to trade them one for one or even no package deals or anything like that. I keep throwing the hints out to my leagues that the trade market is open. In the leagues that I'm winning in, because in the League of Record, I'm 4-1. I'm at the top of the league, number 1 seed currently. 4-game winning streak. Second most points in the league. All the things. Like, it's going well over there. Like, but also in the OG special, I'm 0-5. Least amount of points in the league. And I don't even know how many points have been scored against me. Couldn't tell you. But I'm not doing well over there. And in the dynasty, you know, everybody's struggling at running back because, you know, bye weeks plus injuries plus 16 teams and all that. So my teams are scoring well, but I'm still not picking up victories, even though I do have a victory over there. So those are the updates on that. I like my matchups this week. I think that this might be the year in the League of Record. It's been a while since I won a title in that league. I only won twice, and it was the first 2 years. I haven't won a title since, and this is the 11th year. I won a couple of titles in other leagues in between there. You know, I got 4 titles outside of my own league, but I need more hardware. Well, I guess I really didn't have nothing significant to rant about this week. But I have been throwing trades out there, and you know, people are nervous. I picked up Rico Dowdle and went to offer him to somebody, and they said no, and then Rico scored 32 points. They were like, "Oh, if I had Rico, you'd be cooked." I mean, granted, I still lost by 30 because I don't have no receivers, but I would have lost by 60 if he had Rico in the lineup, or I would have won if I had Rico in the lineup because he scored 32.4 and Woody Marks scored 2.4. That's a 30-point swing down to the number decimal. 30-point swing. And I didn't get it. But that's okay. And Rico Dowdle probably won't score 30 points again for the rest of the year. But that's okay. We press on. I will always remind you that fantasy is an emotional sport. Don't be sad at yourself for feeling it because I be feeling it too. I struggle with not being as personal as possible because I be feeling this in my heart. Like being like the Olive Garden, I was dominant last year, like dominant. But I also did that whole draft from the jump. So like, you know, it's my fault. And I gotta eat that, and that's what makes it hurt the most. That's what makes it hurt the most, people. This could have been prevented. But that's okay. We still fight. I'm still going to try and make the playoffs. I'm 0-5. Y'all heard it here first. So if I can go on, what is this? 8-game winning streak, I could probably make the playoffs. Y'all think I can do it? Y'all think I can make the playoffs? We're fighting for the playoffs. Last year, I started out 1-4 in the Dynasty Special, and I made the playoffs. So it's possible. Just not very easy. But that's all I got for this week. We're going to wrap this thing up because I need to go ahead and get this thing in front of the computer so I can put it together. I appreciate you guys for listening to me whine about fake football. I will continue to do so and try and keep you as informed as possible. I love you all. Week 6, we in this thing. We're picking up victories this week. I love you guys. Peace. We'll see you next week.